Hello, Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, stepping into your life to talk to you and give you some hope, some help, some support, hopefully to help you start the healing process as you go through the trauma of divorce. Tonight's topic you can see is healthy self-talk, and boy, do we have a problem with that as we go through divorce. I have worked with people going through divorce nearly 20 years now. I hold support groups, I'm a divorce coach, and I also am a domestic mediator. So let me know if I can be of help to you in any way. This is really my motto right here, is to minimize the damage of divorce. And that damage is many ways. It's emotionally, financially, spiritually, physically. And it just affects us in every area of life. And so I want to help you minimize the damage. There will be damage indeed. It's pretty impossible for you to go through a divorce without having some damage. And it's understandable, as we have come together in union in a marriage, we have become one. And now the tearing apart of the flesh is, in fact, incredibly painful for you, for the other person, for your children, for the community, for the relatives, everyone. And so, one way in which I help minimize is I offer this free download that is seeing your attorney for the first time. It prepares you in getting ready to see your attorney or preparing you for going into mediation for the first time. So you just need to request it. It's a free download, and it will be of incredible help to you and save you literally thousands of dollars as you go through it and use it, because it helps prepare you mentally before you go and sit down in the attorney's office. So attorneys are not inexpensive. So I want to support you and help you in any way that I can. So you saw the topic tonight again, healthy self-talk during divorce. Let me just mention I have started a hybrid support group January 14th. There's still room for you. So if you are interested, let me know. I'll catch up to speed for the 2 weeks if you've missed, and you can jump in and join us. And it is hybrid, in person if you're in the Grand Rapids area, or hybrid or virtually if you are not. Also, the follow-up program to the support group is Building Your Life After Divorce. It is an 8-week program. I love doing it because for the first time, we're going to start looking forward. Instead of looking at where we're at and in the past, we're going to start looking forward. And I can't wait to get you there. As we go through the support group, we talk about the emotions, the decisions, acceptance, and then moving forward. So you are going to get to a point, for those of you who are new to this process, you will get to a point to where you begin looking forward. This does not define you. It is just a very messy and painful transition into your next life. So healthy self-talk. I don't know of many people. In fact, I'm trying to think if there were any people that I have dealt with that have had healthy self-talk as they go through divorce. It's something about the trauma and experience just really pulls us into ourself, and we start saying some really cruel things to ourselves because we possibly have heard it from our former spouse. And if you've heard it repeatedly year after year, you may in fact believe it. So healthy self-talk is something that a lot of people have a struggle with. So I want to talk tonight about how we can help ourselves with that and what to watch for. I have 4 points here. Number 1 is, are your emotions in control? Chances are they are. As you begin the process of divorce, you have, oh, forgive me, it's not that late, but it's been an early morning and quite a long day. So for some reasons lately, I start getting on here and I start yawning. So forgive me for that. But are emotions in control? And quite frankly, they probably are, because of all the emotional turmoil that's going on. You know, our body is affected deeply by divorce, as with any trauma. And our frontal cortex, the front part of our brain that does all the thinking, really shuts down. And the amygdala really hijacks us, and all of our emotions really take control, and we cannot be logical. And many times during the trauma of divorce, So they are going to take control. And what's the reason I mentioned that is how can you understand that you may not be seeing clearly and rationally because your emotions are in control because you have been hurt profoundly. You have been perhaps betrayed or lied to or abused financially or spiritually or physically. So you're not able to think clearly. So we need to listen to how we're talking to ourselves and what we are saying. Because within our emotions are a lot of lies. And I always ask in group, I ask them, what are the emotions that you're feeling? And can you identify the lies that are within those emotions? And very frequently, in fact, pretty much all the time, people can say, this is my emotion and this is a lie that I'm believing. I'm believing no one can love me again. I'm believing I'm always going to be alone. I'm believing that I can't be happy in the future, that I'm always going to be this depressed. Well, those are emotions taking control, that self-talk that is not healthy. So we have to be aware of it, and we have to look at, are my control emotions in control? And are they telling me the truth? Chances are they're not. They're lying to you in some way. So that's just so very, very important. Number 2, are you having compassion on yourself for all that you're dealing with? That's something we stress, and we stress a lot in group. And when I'm coaching people individually, are you having compassion on yourself? Do you realize you're going through a trauma right now? You would not expect someone who was in a terrible car accident to get out and run a marathon. You would not expect that. What are you expecting of you that's unrealistic? Right now, for some of you, you need to work on just surviving for you and the kids, taking one step in front of the other. You've got to have compassion on yourself. You've got to realize, I am going through crap right now. I am going through a trauma right now. I'm going to go easy on myself, especially if you've heard some unkind and cruel words coming from your former or soon to be former spouse. Have compassion on yourself. You're going through a trauma, please. Who is listening to you? In other words, who are you talking to? Who are you sharing all of this trauma and things that are happening to you with? There's so much value in you talking. And I know when I went through my divorce, the need for me to talk was incredible. And I was not one who was a great talker because I was in a difficult relationship and I didn't feel free to talk a lot or to really be myself. So who are you talking to, and who is listening to you? Who's allowing you to let go and to articulate what's happening to you? That is why group support is so important. You need to have people who are listening to you. You need to have people who get you and people who are in the same place that you are. I always say it's kind of like war. You'll never forget the people that you've gone through the trenches with. And those people who you've gone through Divorce Support Anonymous with. And, my groups, in fact, I was just talking with someone the other day who was part of a few groups ago. And so, there we go again. Sorry. I need some coffee, some late hour coffee. And the group still gets together and they go to movies and they have dinner. And because they have bonded so deeply and care for each other and support each other, that they have become friends. And so they are doing things together. They're meeting periodically. And in fact, they invited me to join them for Thanksgiving. We sat together as the group. So somebody needs to hear you and listen to you. So get part of a group. Number 4, this I mentioned earlier, but again, the self-talk. What are the lies that you are listening to? What are the lies that you are listening to right now as you're going through and the emotions are overtaking you and the chaos is coming at you and you're worried about how the kids are doing and you're worried about being able to work and crying in the middle of the grocery store? All of that you're dealing with. And so those lies in your mind are, oh, I'm weak, or I can't do this, or I'm not going to make it. Those are lies. Those are total lies. So to have healthy self-talk, we have to identify what is negative and what is not healthy in us. We have to have compassion for what we're going through. We have to be venting and letting go, processing, talking about all that we are going through. That is going to help you heal. That's going to help you heal. So healthy self-talk is being realistic about what you're going through. Not playing the victim, not blaming the other person. It's so easy to blame the other person. But really just taking care of yourself right now as you go through this process. Take care of yourself and limit what you are thinking about. Don't be trying to figure 6 months from now out. Just deal with the everyday, the moment to moment, the day to day, for you, for your children. Don't try to figure it all out. Don't try to figure out the relationship. Don't try to ask the why question. Be compassionate, be focused, limit your sight on what you are going to try to figure out. Take care of yourself, take the walks, do the deep breathing. That's going to help you in some relaxing. It also is going to help put your frontal brain in gear. Those little things, that is some healthy things that you can help yourself with. You know, someday you are going to want to probably meet with a therapist and say, how do I figure all this out? What just happened to me? What do I need to know so I can heal, be healthy, and be ready possibly for a potential relationship in the future? And you're going to probably want to do that at a later time. But the timing is so critical. The timing of that is important. You don't need to figure everything out right now. You just need to care for yourself, care for your children. Listen to your self-talk. Listen to how you're talking to yourself. And there's of course, some beautiful verses that I'm going to refer to. This one, I love this verse so much because it helps get me on track. When my mind is thinking negatively or going the wrong direction, I ask myself, is that really excellent thinking? Is that noble thinking? This verse in Philippians, whatever's true, whatever's noble, whatever's right, whatever's pure, whatever's lovely, whatever's admirable. If anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think on these things. In fact, you probably can't see it real well, but which way my finger's going, right there in the back of my door is that very verse, or a portion of that verse. It's a reminder, okay, am I thinking about things that are excellent? What is excellent that I can think about? What is lovely? What is noble? What's right? What's pure? What's beautiful that I can think on? I'm going to think on those things. Such a guidepost for us mentally. This is my life verse. I love it dearly. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. That is my life verse. I claim it. God has not given me a spirit of fear. I don't have to fear. But he's given me a spirit of power and of love and a sound mind. I can do this. I've got this. So as you're wanting healthy self-talk, find those scriptures that are empowering. Scriptures are the living word of God. They're empowering to us. We can claim them. We can stand on them. We can live them. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Out of the book of Proverbs, the book of wisdom. Guard your heart. Are you guarding your heart? Are you guarding your heart and protecting yourself not only from um, the evil that's around you or the negativity that's around you, but also your self thoughts? Are you guarding your heart from them? As a man thinks, so does he become. I have had the privilege of walking alongside a lot of people, hundreds of men and women going through the process of divorce over the past nearly 20 years. And I have seen some, when they were intentional, come out of this beautifully, create a beautiful life after divorce because they were intentional on their healing, on dealing with the things that they needed to deal with. But there have been a few, and one comes to mind right now that just breaks my heart, who insists and continues to live as if she is the victim and that it's everybody else's fault why her life has fallen apart. Now, it's been 5, 6 years since I've worked with this person. And it breaks my heart whenever I see her name or her Facebook post, because it doesn't have to be that way. Perception, attitude are everything. Faith and trust are everything. Yes, you may be in a boatload of crap right now because of going through this divorce and all that he or she is putting you through. But you don't have to stay here. And when you are intentional about your healing, you will create a beautiful life after the trauma of divorce. I have seen so many do such a beautiful job of it. Have you ever seen an angry or bitter person that you wanted to be around? Nope, I haven't. And it's not something that you want to become. And that begins with healthy self-talk, learning to speak to ourselves with honor, with goodness, with kindness, with compassion, with hope. I hope that this has been of help to you. If I can be of help, reach out. Let's talk. I give my first hour consultation at no charge. Maybe that's all you need. I want to minimize the damage for you. I want you to have the hope to know that you are going to get through this. And I'm here if I can be of help. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, walking with you every step of the way and after the trauma of divorce.